In this session, we are going to solve a ratio and proportion problem. In the Singapore Mathematics curriculum, this problem fits into primary 6 level. There is an equal number of passes and failures in an exam. The ratio of boys to girls who passed is 5 to 3. The ratio of boys to girls who failed is 1 to 7. Find the ratio of boys who failed to boys who passed. We naturally would want to start by drawing two columns, one column to represent pass and the other column for fail. So for every unit of pass, we will have a check mark. For every unit of fail, there will be a cross. We want to write down the ratio of boy to girl who failed and boy to girl who passed. So the boy to girl ratio who passed is 5 to 3. So there it's under pass, 5 to 3, boy to girl. And the ratio of boys to girls who failed is 1 to 7. And we look at this question, they want us to find the ratio of boys who failed to boys who passed. So they're interested in these two. The boys who failed, right? And there's a 1 here, 1 unit, and the boys who passed. And it's represented by 5 units. Now let us continue, and then I'm going to draw 5 check marks because of this 5 here to represent the unit of boys who passed. And then the unit of girls who passed would be 3. You notice that there are 2 extra check mark indicating that more units, more boys passed, and this is represented by the 2 extra units. Let us do the same for the fail column. We will draw 1 cross to represent this 1 unit who failed, and then for every 1 unit of fail for the boys, there are 7 units of girls who failed. So I will have to draw 7 crosses. That would be 1 cross, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So for every 1 boy who failed, there are 7 girls who failed. There are more girls who failed than boys. And there are these 6 extra crosses of failures for girls. If we read the question again, it says that there is an equal number of passes and failures in an exam. So the statement here is referring to total. Total number of passes equal total number of failures. Right now, for these 2 columns, we are comparing ratio. We are not looking at total absolute numbers. We're not looking at that. We're looking at the ratio, which is why they look very different. But if we were to be comparing totals and number, the 2 columns are supposed to be the same. And because of that, we can conclude that these 2 extra check marks here is equivalent to 6 crosses. And 1 check mark is equivalent to 6 divided by 2 crosses, which is 3 red crosses, like that. Because in total number terms, these 2 columns are supposed to be the same, equal. Then we move on to write down the ratio in fraction form. Total number of boys who failed over the total number of boys who passed. This will be the ratio that the question wants us to find. Find the ratio of boys who failed to boys who passed. And this is equal to 1 over 5. Simply put, it's just this 1 here under boys who failed, and this 5 units here under boys who passed. But again, we must remember that here we are comparing, we are dealing with ratios, whereas now over here it says total number of boys who failed. So we need to take this 1 here and we need to multiply it by the unit of failures. So total number of boys who passed would be 5 multiplied by 1 check mark. The unit of boys the units representing boys who passed. But we note now that 1 tick mark is equivalent to 3 crosses. So we are going to replace this green check mark with 3 crosses. 5 times 3 crosses. We can safely ignore the 2 crosses because they divide each other. For example, just think about it. If you have 2 divided by 2 equal 1, 3 divided by 3 equal 1. So now if there is a cross divided by a cross, that's the same thing, you know. It's same number of units divided by the same number of units, cross divided by cross. So we can safely ignore the crosses, and this ratio becomes 1 over 5 times 3, which is 15. And so we conclude that the ratio of the total number of boys who failed to the total number of boys who passed is 1 to 15. And this is the end of my presentation. Thank you for watching.